Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back to Scuffed Cooking. I know. I've been on hiatus for several months. We lost funding when it came to cooking in the kitchen. Apparently, my food just wasn't up to snuff. Yeah, pretty unfortunate. But I'm back with the most jury-rigged setup I've ever made. It is crazy. I can't even show y'all. It is like just all over the place. I've got wires all across my kitchen. None of this over here is usable. But I'm back. Today I'm going to be just cooking chicken and chicken. I'm going to be cooking chicken, and I'm also going to be attempting to make some sort of concoction with my protein powders that I got back there in the background. So it should be interesting. I'm going to try a different form of video where I'm going to try to snip a bunch of clips together. We're going to see how that goes. Again, first time I'm trying this, so I don't expect anything crazy. Like I said, we lost funding. I'm paying for this out of my own pocket. You know, it's not a lot of money, guys. It's not a lot of money. We're kind of running on fumes here at the Crack House Cooking. But I think we're rebranding to Scuffed Cooking. I think that's what we're rebranding to. Don't really know. The director's really all over the place. He's kind of insane, to be honest. I just trying to get stuff out of his mind is just a problem in and of itself. Got a lot of stuff going on. It's just. We can't talk about it here. But I'm gonna get back to cook. I'm gonna get to cooking, guys. I hope you enjoy. Hopefully this video is not an hour long. And yeah, let's get right into it. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's editing Calvzone here. Like I said, I'm trying to spice it up, and I figured I could do some commentary while I'm cutting the chicken because I didn't record any audio here because I had to hold the mic to talk to y'all. So we just put the mic down. I cut chicken for like 11 minutes. Arguably, it goes pretty good. I mean, like you can see. Obviously, I've got great knife skills. I'm cutting off that little piece of chicken where the fat and, like, I guess a tendon is. Really drives me crazy. I don't like it with that. I'm checking to make sure there's no fat on any part. Now I'm, like, trying to flatten it out. I don't have a meat mallet. Can't flatten it otherwise. I'm trying to do it here. I'm trying to, I forget. It's like, I'm trying to cut it in half, basically. Evidently, I'm not very good at it, as we come to find out for quite a bit. As you tell, I'm a bit frustrated. I'm like, well, I mean, might as well cut it. I cut quite a few chicken breasts here. As you see, I'm dicing them up, cutting them into, like, you know, general pieces. I'm throwing them in a pot just off screen. And I go through quite a few chicken breasts. You know, we're working, we're clerking. Eventually I employ some Barbarian Tactics, I like to call them. That's my Barbarian Tactics, guys. If you ever need to flatten a piece of chicken, just slap it a few good times. But yeah, I slice and dice some chicken, you know, as it goes. The cuts never get better. As you tell, I'm upset with that cut as well. I'm like, what the heck do I do with this? I was like, just cut it into strips. Oh, yeah, at that point, I cut a piece of my nail. Like, I somehow, you can tell, I'm like, oh, look at my finger, look at my finger. I like somehow cut the top part of my fingernail off, not like a noticeable chunk. I could show you my fingernails and you wouldn't be able to tell where they came off at. But I started to cut, like I cut a thin strip and like I was like, what the heck? Oh my god. As you can tell, I immediately fixed my knife cutting posture. I'm being very delicate. I do a pinch tactic there, a very expertise method here, and I go back to cutting. We're filleting, we're cutting. Employing that Barbarian Tactic very thoroughly on this chicken breast, as you can tell. Making sure that is a flattened chicken breast. Oh, I think that was my last one. I get it all cut up, and obviously, I take the board and everything, and I put it in the sink. And then, I think that's the end of this part. Yeah, as you can tell, I put it in the pot. I give it a nice little shake. It's not going yet. I just put the lid on it to have the lid on it, I guess. I'll show y'all. So I have a stick of butter that's already open, right? And I figured might as well use it all. Because my thought process, and I talk about it in the middle of the video, is butter plus buffalo sauce is kind of like how you make the buffalo sauce for chicken. And so I just, I just lob some butter, into my thing of chicken. Obviously, I covered it with some salt. I might actually come back here with the salt. Is this salt? Yeah, here I come and give it a nice little coat of salt. It's a lot of chicken. It's a lot of chicken in that bowl. I think I'm cracking pepper. Turns out that's not pepper. That's like my steak seasoning. They're in the same container. Not labeled different, but look exactly the same. And you can tell I was very upset. I went over there to try to find my black pepper. I find it. And then I was like, I'm not putting black pepper on this right now. I put it on that back aisle. And there's me setting the temperature. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should rotate it. I'm going to bring it to the front. And then I got that cooking, guys. I'm going to be doing this quite a bit. I got multiple clips. As you can see, that's the pre it being cooked. But I'm going to jump to the next clip, guys. I'll see you in a second. Hello. Welcome back. Just a little snip. Now we are moving on to the protein powder baked good, whatever it turns out to be. I won't spoil it. As you can tell, I'm trying to show you this bag of flour, but evidently not good. Like I said, it's Scuffed Cooking. We're not known for being great. Our production quality is pretty low. Our budget's not that great. That guy's pretty handsome, man. He's my head chef, working real hard to put on some good content. As you can tell, there is not much flour in that bag. There is maybe a cup and a half. And the cook eventually just determines, you know, I get that cup, it's not even half full. He pours it in, you know, because who measures in baking? That's not important or anything, right? I like put that to the side, and the cook decides, what does it matter? And he is going to just pour the rest of the bag into our mixing bowl. Very, very thoughtful tactic. He definitely didn't spill half of that on the stove. As you can tell, definitely not spilling on the stove right now. But he's gonna dig through. He's gonna tear it more open because he realizes that the break, he didn't tear it all the way down far enough. And he's like, okay, he gets that taken care of. And then what do we move on to next? I can see I got a big bowl of flour. The chicken's over there cooking in the left-hand screen. I'm gonna flatten out the flour and be like, oh, that's not that much flour, guys. And yeah, it's really not. I'm sort of going, or he's sort of going off a cookie recipe. And so we're going to put some baking soda and some baking powder in this because the chef is pretty good at making cookies. He's kind of known for making cookies. That's kind of his shtick. So he kind of knows how much he should put in there. He knows that's too much, but he does it anyways because the recipe is not a recipe. We're just kind of figuring stuff out. As you can tell, he really struggles to show off what kind of brand of protein this is, but there it is. It smells very much like the vanilla like pudding you would get from like the grocery store. But as you can tell, he's gonna put not one scoop, guys. Hold on, it takes him a second. Not 2 scoops. He goes back in for a 3rd scoop of protein powder. Now you might be asking yourself, that seems like a crazy ratio of flour to protein powder, and you would be correct. That is a wild choice of ratios. Like it's like a cup and a half of flour to 3. I don't think those were cups. I don't know exactly what measurement the cook was using in there. He started scooping, I think. But with the addition of the salt, that is all the dry ingredients kind of brought together. I think he goes off camera, or maybe, oh no, okay, yeah. So he mixes it up. He does the lazy shake, and then he's going to start working on getting the wet ingredients for this fabulous baking product. He's going to bring over his measuring cup, realizing that he needs to stir the chicken because he's not touched the chicken in about 5 minutes. And he's like, oh, well, it's smoking a lot. I should probably get it moving. So he was cooking it pretty fast. He had it on pretty high. Weirdly enough, he's not going to rotate that butter to the bottom where it probably should be. He's going to leave it on top. A very, very thoughtful technique. Like you're going to see, he tries to struggle with it. But then eventually he's just not going to care. He's just like slapping the chicken around a bit to make it look like he's doing something, you know. He tries to beat up the butter. It doesn't go his way. And he just goes, fine. Throws the lid back on. Calls it a good day. But then he's going to go move back. As you can see in that background, my shoes that are meant for night running are glowing in the dark. They're pretty sick. He's going to unwrap this butter. As with normal cookies, the normal recipe for the cookies that he cooks is 2 sticks of butter. Notice he used 1 stick of butter for the chicken. So he does not have enough butter for the recipe. You may be wondering how he goes about compensating for that lack. Well, he's going to throw these in here. He's got to let it cook for a minute. He's showing off his Splenda and the eggs. Okay, you see he doesn't have actual sugar. We have to use Splenda as a backup. That also throws a wrench because he's never baked with Splenda. He doesn't know how Splenda bakes. So he's a bit confused. He's going to wait a minute. And He finally gets the butter out. And he's like, okay, what do we use? I think that's a 3/4 cup of sugar. He doesn't fill it completely, but he's gonna put one of those in there. He looks at it, he's like, probably could use some more, because usually it's like a cup of brown sugar and a cup of normal sugar. So he's gonna go opt in for the almost a cup of sugar. I think he thinks that's enough. Which maybe it was, maybe it was. It takes him a second. He's gonna take his little golden fork, start whisking it together. That is your bread and butter of your cookies. That is the best part about it, is the butter and sugar. That is a magical concoction that does a lot to cover up bad baking. And he's gonna opt for 2 eggs because he does look at it and realize, oh, this is a bit dry. As you can tell, he's a professional egg cracker. Definitely no shards go into this cup at all. Very, very good at cracking eggs. As you can tell, the first one didn't crack as good as he wanted to, so he made sure that second one really cracked. But now we're gonna get to the mixing. There he goes. He's gonna break up the yolk, give it a nice little mix. As you can tell, he's a very good mixer. He's gonna go get the vanilla extract now. If you couldn't tell, this product we're making, very vanilla-y. Very vanilla-y. At this point, the cook has thrown the measurements just out the window. Honestly, as long as it turns out eatable, I think that's all he cares about. But he gets that done. He's like, okay, don't need the eggs. We're good. That's our liquids, and now we have our liquids and our dries. It's time to combine. So let's see how he does this. He's gonna make sure it's nice and thoroughly mixed in, and then he's going to pour it all in there. They do say sometimes also, does that not look like lemon, like filling for pie? Side note. But he's going to make sure he gets all of that out of there, and then he's going to go about to mixing the dry with the wet. Some people say you should mix the dry into the wet, but he just prefers to put all the wet into the dry. And as he's mixing, you can tell that it looks a little dry. It looks like there's not enough wet ingredients. And that's an astute observation for anybody that's even just staring at that bowl. Even the cook noticed. He noticed that this is really dry, and he has to pull an alternate method out of here. And you may be wondering what he's going to use to make up for the lack of wet in his products. He's going to use the rest of the egg carton. He's just going to throw them in there. He's like, I ain't got anything else. Might as well just throw both the eggs in there. Well, maybe we're making an omelet. Don't know. But he's gonna throw those in there, right in the center, and just leave them there for a second. Just 2 plump eggs. Oh, and he's bringing in the milk. Milk can cover up a lot of problems. A nice little dollop of milk. As you can tell, he's being a bit sparing. He doesn't want to overwet it. He's gonna go and he's gonna start mixing this up. And let's skip ahead to see what he gets. He's very thoughtful. He's trying to make sure that we can all see what he's doing. Oh, as you can tell, we had to pour more milk in here. Evidently, was not wet enough. Was not wet enough for his liking. But he's gonna mix, and eventually he gets a dough. He's testing the consistency right here. That is solid. That is a solid dough right there. He's like, it is what it is. He's gonna take and clean it up. He's gonna get his cookie tray out. That's his professional cookie scoop. He's gonna put those nice scoops. I think he does 12 cookies on this one batch. He's gonna go all the way, and he's gonna throw those in the oven. By the way, at 350. He never says how long or when he puts it in there. He put it in there for 350 at, I think, 14 minutes. Okay, guys, welcome back. This is a short one. This is just the course of cooking the chicken. As you can see, it all starts recombining as I just threw it all there in a big pot. As you can tell, that is a lot of chicken. He's trying to swirl it around and everything. This one we're going to kind of skip through because not much goes on. He kind of just leaves it to cook in this pot for quite a bit. Honestly, about 7 minutes pass before he comes back. He gives a nice little toss. As you can tell, the butter has thoroughly melted. The chicken's getting mostly cooked. Still a bit raw in some places. I say a bit, but there's a giant chunk of raw chicken. But don't worry, professional chef here. He may be in the scuffed kitchen, but that doesn't mean he's bad. Yeah, he's going to give it a nice stir. And then we're finally going to put the final addition to our stuff, or our chicken, and that is the buffalo sauce. As you can tell, you can't see actually, as you can't tell, He's looking at the label to see if it has any instructions on how to introduce this to the stuff you're cooking. Spoiler alert, it doesn't have any instructions at all. So what do we opt for? Well, we opt to just pour it on all the chicken. That entire bottle into the chicken thing. And yeah, he just combines it all. And then he's going to stir it in there. Nice. Now we got some buffalo chicken. He's choking on the fumes. And yeah, guys, easy. Hey everybody, how's it going? We're about at the I would say halfway point of cooking. As you can tell, I just poured the buffalo sauce in, and I figured I'd give you a little bit of my insight as to what I think is going on. Whether I think anything's gonna turn out good, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. I think I messed up. Oh, I don't think. Okay, I put a 3/4 of a stick of butter into that chicken, and I was like, that's gonna add a ton of calories. And then I was like, well, don't usually when they make buffalo chicken, they combine butter and buffalo sauce and kind of toss them in it. And so I just poured the buffalo sauce in it. Also, that buffalo sauce, crazy ton of calories. Didn't know that. Now I'm buying that again. Compared to my 0 calories that I usually get, that one has 60. It has I think it has quite a few calories. It's like 60 calories, and there's like 12 servings in that entire bottle, which is kind of crazy. The cookies are what I hope they're turning out to be cookies. No idea, guys. I didn't have enough butter. And, I make cookies every now and then, okay? Actually, give me a second. I'll show you, okay? These are some of the meal prepped cookies I made cookies and I froze them. Because of course I did. And I'm not going to pull them out because I don't want to, have to rinse them open. But, they're pretty solid cookies, okay? I'm not bad at making cookies. However, I was running low on ingredients. I don't know if you could tell. I had maybe a cup and a half of flour. And usually I'm using like 3 or 4 with my big batches of cookies. And then I just poured a bunch of protein. Guys, I have no idea how that's going to turn out, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. The chicken, I'm sure is fine, okay? I'm sure that's going to turn out fine. It's just going to be like buffalo chicken. That's going to slap. Also, I regret not, kind of searing some of them to give them, crisp them up. But I guess I could do that on an individual basis when, when I put these in these tubs and freeze them for the week. I guess I could pull them out and just kind of throw them in the air fryer, and let them rock. Yeah. The biggest Pepe hands moment is definitely going to be these cookies. I have no idea how they're going to turn out. No idea at all. I wasn't caring to measure at all. It's like, we'll just throw stuff together. We'll just cobble. We'll just see what happens. And so yeah, in about 9 minutes, the first batch will be coming out of the oven. Hopefully. I will see you then. Yeah. Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back. This is the end of the video. We're going to taste test the food to see if it's even edible or if it's perhaps even, dare I say, good. To show you all the cookies. The cookies look good. Okay. They look pretty dang look pretty darn good, if I dare say so. The chicken obviously is just chicken and buffalo sauce. It's really hard to mess that up. That I'm going to turn into a buffalo chicken Alfredo pasta for dinner tonight, and the rest I'm going to put in tubs. I'm going to drain them. I'm going to freeze them, and then I'm going to be able to cook buffalo chicken whenever I want it. But without further ado, I'm going to grab a nice crisp cookie. Oh, it feels pretty. Got a little bit of it's a little squishy. Cheers. Guys. It's a bit dry. It's more like a sweet biscuit. It's kind of cornbready in a way. Obviously it's not cornbread, but if you imagine what cornbread is, a little less grainy, not bad. It's definitely just a small cake. I just made a bunch of small cakes, not necessarily cookies. because they're not really crispy. Yeah, I just made some vanilla cakes. Honestly, I could see this being very good. A little frosting, and I was gonna try to combine that chocolate protein powder and my powdered sugar that's right there with some milk and try to make a. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be right back, and I'm gonna see if I can cook this up. Actually, hold on. Let me try the chicken first. I'm gonna pluck a piece out of here real fast. Try some buffalo chicken. Right after cookie, this can only be terrible. Honestly, it doesn't have much buffalo flavor. I think I'm gonna have to use some of that. I think I'm gonna have to use the buffalo sauce and butter in the frozen things to kind of re-flavor them. That's pretty bland. I'm not gonna lie. But now I'm gonna go try to cook something up with some chocolate icing, and I'll be right back. So guys, yeah, the frosting, not it, not the play, was not good on the cookie. Did not improve it. Honestly, made it worse. Actually, it improved it in the essence of it, made it less dry, but flavor-wise, no bueno. But guys, with that, that is the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you are a fan of my cooking videos and you've watched the previous ones where it's like an hour long, unedited, yada yada yada, let me know. Did you prefer those? Did you like what I tried to do in this one? You know, give me a little insight if you don't mind. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, hopefully you enjoyed it. I mean, if you're here and you hated every second of it, then I mean, I applaud your. I don't know. What's that thing when like you enjoy torturing yourself? I don't know the word. I can't remember it. You're a masochist. If you're that masochist that made it to the end of the video, then hey, applauds to you. I hope you had a good time. But I'm gonna go, guys. I'm gonna make my lunch dinner thing and clean up the kitchen because it's a bit of a mess. Get a bunch of chores done around my house, but I'm gonna record the Daily Zone right after this, so so I can move everything back in and then be done for the day. I got so much stuff. My house is a mess, guys. It is an absolute mess, and I need to clean it up. Space Marine 2 has eat too much of my time, and I've kind of let the house fall apart, as it were. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I'm the production side of this whole Scuffed Cooking thing. You might know me as Calvin or Calvzone. If you enjoyed, you know, because maybe consider subscribing, letting me know you like this kind of content. Like I said, I know it's a bit scuffed. This was I've not made a cooking video in several months, just because it does take quite a lot of effort and money to kind of cook up some random recipes. Like, I mean, I probably spent like $40 or $50 on the stuff I cooked today. I'll be eating on that for a while. I mean, I turned that buffalo chicken into a buffalo macaroni and cheese, or buffalo Alfredo macaroni and cheese. So good, guys. It's phenomenal. It's so good. It's basically gonna be my dinner tonight, and then I'm gonna meal prep the rest of them as kind of dinner throughout the week. And then the cookies, like I said, bit dry, but otherwise they're a very good vanilla cake. I actually wanted to show y'all what I did with the what I did with the okay, well, I didn't want to show you moist. I wanted to show y'all my cake. This is so I made the first batch of cookies, and I just took the rest and kind of put it on a baking sheet, and then I turned it into a giant cake. And honestly, it was pretty good. Ignore Charles. I enjoy moist critical video, guys. But if you enjoyed this video and you know you'd like to watch me cook, you know, consider subscribing, consider liking the video, letting me know if I should cook other things. And yeah, I mean, I just hope you enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching, and maybe I'll see you in another cooking video. Bye-bye.